What's up, beautiful people? Padres win the series against Cleveland. Happy Monday. Mondays suck, but the fact that we took a series against a really, really good team in Cleveland at their home was sensational. Gonna do a quick video overviewing this series against Cleveland. Some elite stuff from our starting pitchers, Waldron, Cease, King, all absolutely dominant. Cease had it going on. Michael King was cruising. Xander Bogaerts, surprisingly, with some good numbers since his return from the IL. Is he back? Is Zandy Man back? We'll take a look at some of his numbers. The bottom of the lineup comes through in 2 games for us during this series against Cleveland. Machado is slumping, and we'll have to take a look at him too, unfortunately. And then we'll look at the series coming up next against the Washington Nationals. A crucial, crucial road trip for our boys. Let's do this. I know I've said it for 20 plus years, but I got a feeling this is the year. God, Tatis is such a sexy guy. Keep the faith, baby.
1 year soon, the baseball gods will smile on the San Diego Padres, and we will have a parade.
Stay vibrant, Friar Faithful.
And now your handsome host, Beto Diaz on Friar Field Talk.
So jumping right back into it, Padres take the series against Cleveland. A really, really good series win. Obviously, the Padres have been really struggling in their last 10 games. They've only won 3, but they do take the series against Cleveland. A huge step in the right direction. Let's go ahead and take a look at Game 1 of this series. Major dud. Not going to be talking about too much in this game. Although the only one big bright spot that we did have, Matt Waldron pitched a sensational game. He goes 6 innings, allows 6 hits, allows 1 earned run, 0 walks and 5 Ks, gets the tough luck L. Padres get blown out in this game 7-0, but the game was a lot closer than it seemed. Well, it depends how you look at it when you think about close, right? It was 1-0 up until the 8th inning, but we couldn't fucking do shit offensively. Our bats fell asleep. We looked miserable. Only had 4 hits this game, and they came from 2 players. Arraez had 2 hits, and Cronenworth had 2 hits. Really crappy game this was. But Waldron had some good stuff. Was spotting his fastball high. Was hitting that knuckleball on the lower parts of the plate. Any place where the Guardians couldn't do too much damage. Really limited some of the really good hitters. Jose Ramirez, Stephen Kwan did not do too much this series. Josh Naylor has been doing pretty good to start this year, but I have a feeling he's going to have a major regression. Always swings at those high fastballs right there that Matty Waldron spotted there. So the lone bright spot in this game definitely was Matt Waldron. Really tough game for our boys. Another really bad thing also is Stephen Kolek regresses big time. He does allow a couple of runs. Another little bright spot, Sean Reynolds, the guy we promoted from AAA, makes an appearance in relief. He goes 2 1/3 of an inning and doesn't allow any runs. So some decent stuff there. But unfortunately, the offense couldn't get it together, and we lose this game. A major dud. We lose this game 7-0. But good news, Game 2, we come back with a vengeance. Padres win this game 7-0, so they completely flipped the script. Good God, I can't talk. And part of the reason of that was our man, Daddy Dylan Cease. He was absolutely on fire, carving the fuck out of the Guardians. Ain't no Guardians of the Galaxy in this bitch, because he was absolutely on fire. 7 innings, 1 hit, 1 walk, 10 Ks, 0 earned runs, gets the W, and much deserved. A really cool thing about Cease this game that I noticed, a lot of his MO is he has problems going inside or doesn't have the ganas or the balls sometimes to go inside with his heater. But look at that. That's another inside pitch. That pitch was really nasty in the outside part of the plate. But a thing that really stuck out to me in his last 2 games, he's hitting that inside 99 mile per hour. Jeez. Ain't no one in the fucking league, world, I don't give a fuck, another goddamn planet. No one's hitting that ball 99 inside like that unless their bat speed is incredible. Maybe Judge. Maybe he's the only one. But that is some nasty shit. That slider. He was making the Guardians look like fools all day long. Just a great performance from Dylan Cease. His last 2 games now, 13 innings pitched, 2 hits, 21 strikeouts, and no runs. The guy's on absolute fire. A lot of you Padre fans that were dishing saying he was a piece of shit and he was nothing more than a decent pitcher are really eating your words right now, because he has looked sensational. It's the 4th time in his career where he's gone 7 innings or more and had no more than 1 hit allowed. 4th time in his career he does that. Sensational stuff from Dylan Cease. He's looked terrific. The bats come alive also in this game. Campusano gets us started here in the 4th inning. It was a deadlock pitcher's duel, but he gets the bases loaded with an 0-1 count, takes a pitch that doesn't get much movement and up in the zone, and takes it to left field, doesn't try to do too much with it. Padres take a 1-0 lead here. Gavin Williams was really struggling with his control, had walked a couple of guys and allowed some hits, so it was really cool to see Campusano be the one that really breaks through for our boys. Padres really good when we score first. Another example of that was here. Like I said, Gavin Williams does have some problems with his control. He walks Reyes with the bases loaded to bring another one in, and ends up hitting Cronenworth to allow another run in to make it 3-0. Bats go kind of quiet after that, but David Peralta wakes up in the 8th inning with a really good smack here. Doesn't seem like he gets too much of it. 2-2 count, a really bad shitty pitch that doesn't break, and just seems to get it over the right field wall into the 1st or 2nd row. Pretty cool to see Peralta. He's been actually swinging a decent bat, has been providing some good at-bats in the bottom of the lineup. Obviously, this was a really good spot for him. Sorry about that. Back to the video. Had a interruption that I didn't anticipate. But back to it in the top of the 8th inning here. Continues. Campusano comes up with another really big spot with a runner on second. Doesn't try to do too much and barely gets it through to the middle of the field. Another run scores in Hassan Kim. That makes it a 5-0 game. At this point, you pretty much think this game is under wraps. And it really was. Cronenworth adds on with a 2-run shot himself to make it 7-0. Some really good stuff. Some stuff to also take away in this game. Estrada Matsui pitch a perfect game in relief after cease. Bogarts, Merrill, Peralta, and Campusano all get 2 hits. Obviously, the home runs from both Cronenworth and Peralta. Just a really, really good effort from our boys in this game. They win it 7-0, take a really good Game 2 win, and they go on to the rubber match and win another game, 2-1 this one. This one was almost as good as a performance as the second game with Dylan Cease, this time in the faith and good man El Rey, Miguel Rey, Michael King. He looked dominant, was throwing some nasty, nasty shit. His sinker was absolutely electric, hitting on the look at that nasty, nasty change up there. Had some really, really good shit going. Took a no-hitter into the 7th inning, was looking fucking fantastic. Had a really good pitch count the whole way. Obviously did run into some troubles there in the 8th inning, but thanks to a good throw from Manuel at third base, he's able to snag Jose Ramirez trying to advance to second on a throw to Manny at third base. King pitched great, 7 innings. Let me get this stat line for you. 7 innings, 1 earned run, 1 walk, 6 Ks. He gets the W. His shit was fantastic the whole day. You felt like every single pitch he made was either on the paint on the outside, paint on the inside, or just batters were just swinging over the top. That hit from Naylor there was probably one of the hardest hit balls that he had all game against him. Some good stuff there from Arraez with some really good reactions, but Miguel Rey looked really, really good. Spotting his fastball, hitting 94, 95, really, really good stuff. Michael King has been really good for our boys since May 22nd. He has the 6th best ERA in baseball with a 2.40 ERA. He has the 5th most Ks in baseball with 74 Ks. He's allowed only 3 home runs, which is the 3rd best for qualified starting pitchers. That was a major, major interest point for Michael King from the beginning of the year. He was allowing a home run way too often. He had actually at one point led the league in pitchers allowing home runs. So a major, major improvement in that category. Obviously 3rd best and 3rd lowest in the majors since May 22nd. A major, major progress there, and a 1.04 whip that is the 15th best amongst all qualified starting pitchers. Michael King has been elite. Here's the base hit, a little bloop bullshit. Ball goes on the outside. Merrill has no chance to get that ball. I don't care how fast you are. No one's going to get to that. Some crappy shit there and some unlucky stuff there. That is the one big hit that breaks up the no-hitter, but he's able to bounce back, get majority of the lineup out. Pitches a really, really great game, you guys. Michael King has been elite. He's been a really, really good stopper. Obviously had that one really bad game. I forget who it was in the middle, but he's looked really sensational since May 22nd, and he's a guy that you feel like you can really rely on. I kind of just jumped the gun here, but Kyle Higashioka is the one that comes through for us in a big spot. Go ahead and play that for you guys now. This is a really big moment in the game, obviously. 0-0 on top of the second. Lively here had pitched a lot of pitches this inning. I think he was up to almost 25 pitches. Gets runners on second and third. Obviously, the bottom of the lineup again. Kim had got on. 1-2 count for Higashioka. Higashioka with a really, really tremendous at bat. Doesn't try to do too much. Takes a ball that doesn't break and sends it to left field. Both runs score. Merrill scores. A really, really good piece of hitting here from Kyle Higashioka. Kim scores to make it a 2-0 game from the very beginning of the game. And the way that King was pitching, I honestly felt like there was no way we were going to lose this game. He does lose a no-hit bit there in the 7th. I saw a lot of dreadful, asshole, negative fans thinking, oh, well, here we go. We're going to fucking lose this game. But really, really good stuff there. Some little other side notes that I want to talk about. El Fuego Bobby Suarez. Robert Suarez comes in for a 4-out save. The guy's sensational. We all know how good he is. I never get tired of talking about him because he's just the fucking man. Profar, Bogart, and Bogarts also have 2-hit games. A little bit of a really bad thing I really want to talk about, though, is Manuel Machado. Manny goes 0 for 11 in this series, has looked fucking awful. He's been on a major tailspin since that big walk-off home run. Ever since that moment, he's been really, really bad. Not sure if he's having nagging injuries or he's just in a really bad slump. But a really good thing that I do want to look at is Xander Bogaerts. Since his return from the IL, he's 8 for his last 17 and has been having some decent approaches at the ball. You can kind of see he's kind of getting his stuff and his feet behind him. Has looked really, really good. One last thing I did want to point on again with Michael King, just because he's been so phenomenal. In his last 10 starts, he's pitched 57 innings, has spotted a 2.21 ERA, a 1.05 whip. This is in his last 10 starts. A 6.6% walk percentage, which is really, really good. Anything below 10 is sensational. And a 29.8% K rate. He's striking out almost 30% of hitters he faces. And he's only allowing a .216 batting average against. He has looked fucking fantastic. He needs to get his flowers. I hope you guys can really see how well Michael King's been doing with the numbers and stat lines I've been showing you. Some really good stuff there. Really good stuff and really good series all around. Obviously, the bats could have done a little bit better, but the fact that we're able to take 2 out of 3 in Cleveland is significant and a really good shot, a really good sign, hopefully, for our boys. Next up, we have the Nationals 3-game series. Obviously, there is a little bit of some bad blood there. We have that big Profar story and the Mackenzie Gore thing and all that stuff that happened, if you guys remember, in that series against Washington. We're on the road this time for 3 games. We'll have Randy Vasquez on the bump tomorrow. He's not sure who he's going against yet. He's TBD, but that game's at 3:45. Then game 2, we'll have Waldron going against Parker at 3:45. And then we'll have, in the last game, Dylan Cease, who's been fucking dealing, against Patrick Corbin at 9:05. A really, really important series, you guys. We really need to take this series seriously. These next couple of games right before the trade deadline are extremely, extremely vital, especially against the Nationals team that unfortunately has won 3 in a row. They've kind of picked up their grind a little bit. They had really struggled when we swept them, and they had lost, I think, 8 of their last 10 games, but they've picked it up in their last 3. So a pivotal road series coming up against the Nationals. I know every game is important, but this series is super important. So tune in, support your boys. If you're in Washington, get a ticket, go watch your boys. Stay vibrant, stay beautiful. That's going to do it for this video. Keep the faith, look beautiful, keep rooting on our Padres, and hopefully we can take another really big series this time in Washington. I will see everybody again on Thursday, or maybe before if there's another crazy wild game, because I love talking Padres baseball. See everybody later. Stay beautiful. Go Padres, baby.